Hello and welcome to this afternoon's show, sponsored by this man himself, the news guy. The logo is above, the link is below. If you want digital PR, go check him out. And he has a heap of other services available as well, so check them out as well. But we are here to deep dive into AI search, which we'll go into in a moment. And we're also here to answer any questions or queries on that topic if you want to put them in the live chats. You can put whatever you want in there, even send Randy some abuse, whatever it may be. Or just let us know where you're from and who's listening in. It's always good to see who's there.
Say hi. Say hi.
All of that stuff.
Let us know.
But whilst people are coming in and all that stuff, Randy, how was Rockstars?
SEO Rockstars was really very good. It was really, really good. A lot of people that I don't think have been to, or what I would say, new attendees to some of the SEO conferences that are out there. So that was great, kind of connecting, meeting a bunch of new people. Really good content as well. And if I had to put it into buckets, it was kind of good content and presentations around content creation and using AI and kind of multiple stacked prompts in order to get really good AI generated content from, the likes of ChatGPT or Claude or whoever you like to use, and or a combination of all of those, which was pretty good. And then as well, general AI automation and doing some different cool things with automation and what you can do with those things. So like Dan Kurtz, every time I see Dan Kurtz and his presentation of things always just blows me away on what he presents. He presented this all through automation, created what do they call it, a blueprint in Make that essentially created like a motion picture movie trailer for some fake movie, right? That he was like, hey, but this thing was so realistic. It was amazing. And it would go through, create images, and then create the animation with the images, by doing multiple images and that little bit of a change. I mean, it was unreal what it created. But anyway, so, but doing automation and AI automation using various tools, a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, it was a good conference.
Good. Glad to hear it. The pictures look good as well. The bugging in the desert or whatever you call it. They never fucking done that when I was there, man.
Yeah, I didn't make it for that. It was I was visiting. It was parents' weekend at my son's university, like that through that Sunday, and so I would needed to have flown Sunday in order to get there in time for the VIP event on Monday, and so I flew in Monday. So I missed the dune buggy out in the desert, which everybody was like, "Oh my God, that was awesome!" But yeah, I missed it.
Definitely.
I missed it. Are people commenting? Because I can't see any comments. So has anything come in or no?
Not yet. Nothing is commented yet, but we are on the homepage. The email has went out and dropped into everyone's inbox.
All right.
So guys, let us know.
This is interesting. How do you like this platform? So this is Restream.
Yeah, I like it. the reason I moved was because my videos weren't dropping on the homepage and the emails were not going out. But I don't know if it was platform specific, but I now optimize the video prior to going live, and I'm changing the thumbnail for every video as well.
Right.
I think using the same thumbnail and not preempting your titles and stuff is now a problem if you're wanting your videos to do well. So I feel like it was killing the engagement to some degree on some of the sessions.
Right.
And the email. So when you go live, it will normally come up in your inbox saying Craig Campbell is now live or whatever. That wasn't happening either. So moving to this platform and doing all of that kind of stuff is it's working. So yeah, it's back on.
Well, I just went on. I went on YouTube on my other computer over here just to see, and so I put in a chat in there. So when you're saying it dropped into your email, so meaning your email list, and then you shoot out a blast and like, hey, we're live, or
no. So when you have your YouTube account, when I go live,
yeah,
YouTube would send an email to everyone who's a subscriber saying Craig is now live. And people
well, that hasn't happened yet for me. So I subscribed. So Randy Rohde, I subscribed to the Craig channel, and I've not gotten a email. I'm looking right now saying that you are live.
So I don't know why. Have you got notifications on? Because you need to also get notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should have that in your inbox because I got it. At 3 minutes past 5.
I got all. Yeah. So I would think that I would get it. That's interesting. Well, how do you like this platform?
I like it, man. It takes a bit of getting used to. You know, the problem is for any of us, we don't like change. So, but it takes a bit of getting used to, but I like it.
Do you you like this better than StreamYard or?
Yeah, absolutely. I can also stream in 1080p rather than just 720. And Kazi is saying, check your junk, Randy. So I'm assuming Kazi Farhan has it.
Yeah. Well, I just checked that. It wasn't in there, but it could be in my settings. But I swear, I'm looking at it, and it's like I have all, meaning I should get all notifications, but I don't. It's interesting. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll give it a thumbs up. So let's see. Hopefully, I don't know. I didn't hear anything back from Holly. It would be nice if she would join us. I'd like to get her take a little bit on some of this stuff. Have you played around with ChatGPT search, internet search?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I'm going to be honest. I kind of like it. Not a lot of people are going to maybe agree with that, but it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. I think it is really interesting looking and comparing, you know, the different search platforms, and then, you know, the whole conversation around, well, what can you do? So can I share my screen?
You should be able to. Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
Give me a second just to make that. There you go.
All right. There we go. So, you know, just in prepping for this, I just did a quick search, you know, plumbing services in Cleveland, right? So this is, you know, just an inquiry like you might do in Google. So rather than like a what is or how do you or something like that, some inquiry. So from a local services kind of thing, I will tell you, I think this is I like this. So if I did the same thing over here, let's see, because I don't like to type, so I'm just going to copy that. I am so lazy. I hate typing. Now the good thing is, on Google, you've got obviously, the map pack here popping up. But then you've got just, here's a directory with Yelp. You've got somebody here, Jax, Mr. Rooter, consumer affairs. There's another directory. You got Reddit, and of course, Reddit, as everybody knows, Reddit is going to tell me the best plumber in Cleveland. Here's Angie's List, another directory. So between directories and Reddit, they occupy 4 of the 10 organics, right? But if I look at, ChatGPT, I'm like immediately, just looking at plumbers.
Yep.
And, who are these folks? And I do kind of like, hey, if you're, here's some reputable companies to consider. None of which are directories. Now, so a question that I have for you, and I'd love your thoughts about this. Looking at the list of plumbers that Chat came up with here, compared to, what Google provided us, none of which, between the two, none of which are in what Chat gave us. I don't think, is that Maze? Yeah, Maze is in the map pack.
Yep.
I think that's it. And then Google also had Kylene, H-Jax, Mr. Rooter. There's Mr. Rooter. I guess what I'm getting at is that the number of common and Rotor Rooter, I think that was, Rotor Rooter. So there was like 3 overlap offerings, and that's it.
Yep.
Or maybe it was that AAA, was that up here in the map pack? No, A to Z. So I think that's interesting. So where is, obviously Google is Google and it's pulling what it pulls, but how do you think then that ChatGPT is sourcing through or sorting through their offerings, off of this kind of inquiry versus, and then where are they getting it and how are they ranking it, I guess, is kind of the whole thing. Because I think that is where an opportunity for us from an SEO standpoint is, okay, well, how do you create this content? How do you create or begin to influence whether you're listed in this initial listing for?
Yeah, so obviously down at the bottom there, it's showing you the sources or the citations there in terms of where it's pulling stuff from. Now, obviously, there's people out there who are saying that it's pulling it from Bing and so on and so forth. Now, Kazi says something here that this and the generations are going to be an interesting mix. Gen Z searches for food near me through TikTok and some other queries. So search is definitely going to change depending on generations and what you search for. But I think obviously for us as SEOs, where is it pulling it from? Is it Bing? Is it a mixture of Bing and Google and map listings? Is it pulling it from some citation thing? That's the answer we don't know.
Right.
Now, what me and a few other friends have done is done a lot of guest posts to put information out there on other third-party trusted websites. and like Medium, like LinkedIn posts, like, you know, just general stuff, just to see if we could manipulate ChatGPT in terms of the information it was putting out. And we were able to fuck with it to some degree. So, you know, is it going to be SEO or is it going to be AEO, you know, that we're doing in the future? And like you say, we have to look at how we get ourselves into these positions. And that is where a lot of trying and testing is going to have to come into play, because obviously it's in its infancy right now, but you know, SEOs, and again, Kazi says SEOs and marketers are going to change. Do I get leads from TikTok for my services? Absolutely, I get leads from TikTok. How has my presence in TikTok benefited me? I didn't really do it other than anything for fun over COVID. But I think when you put yourself out on any platform, you know, getting exposure, becoming known for what it is you provide is vital. And I think as SEOs, we've always just worked with Google. We've not done too much else other than kind of map listings and stuff like that. I think you've got to become more of a marketer and spread yourself far and wide to be able to get traffic from those other sources. But equally, I think AI is pulling stuff from multiple sources, and if you're not on multiple sources, you're going to get left behind. So, I think these trusted sources is going to change all of the time, Randy. I genuinely do believe that. Obviously, where it's pulling from just now and where it pulls from in 3 months' time could be very, very different. So, it's a hard one to answer, but we have done a lot of fucking around, and that's where I quite liked Perplexity, because it showed you the sources of where the information was being pulled from, and obviously it's got to come from a trusted source. It can't really come from yourself. Now, it can come from yourself, but it's got to be corroborated in other places. I'm sure it has to. You know, it can't just pull it from somewhere and take it as gospel. So that for me is the $1,000,000 question, what you're asking, and no one knows the true answer to that yet. But you'll be able to see Perplexity and where it pulls its information from, and that gives you a kind of rough idea as to what Chat GPT and everything else will be doing.
Yeah, so this is Perplexity, right? That I'm doing the search here. Completely different offering and approach, right? In the information that it provides, which is interesting, I think, from that standpoint. And here it even gives the map. I think this is the first that I've seen a map go through in doing this, but it's giving. I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know that I've ever done a search like this on Perplexity that it's showing a map. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
Yeah. I mean, Perplexity, I'm not saying it's wholly accurate or whatever. I'm just going to do a search on it just now for SEO Glasgow, which is obviously the area I'm from.
Right.
And I just want to see how accurate it is. So it's got Graham and a few of the other guys.
That's interesting.
But it's still doing its thing. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. But obviously, it shows you the sources of where it's pulling the information from, and obviously, you can go to the end and look at show all. Now, for me, Perplexity is pulling it from Google, whereas to me, ChatGPT isn't showing you the exact same results as Google. So that's where, you know, and other people are saying, oh, it's Bing, and whatever else. Regardless of what it is, that I think that will change for sure in terms of where it's getting all its information from. How do you keep that being local? And stuff like that, you know, how far can it be manipulated? But I think obviously the end goal is to make sure that local businesses come up in the searches for things like that, you know. So it's got to be looking at citations. It's got to corroborate everything as Google did.
Yeah, so you throw out the word right there which is citations, and that's, you know, if you look at with ChatGPT in their search, they're like, here are the citations. I'm like, oh, really? So that's, you know, it's a clue, right, of where it's pulling information. And then you begin to think, well, what is the citation? Where are they pulling the citation from?
Yeah.
And then here are the addition. Now, this is saying search results. But like, well, what do you mean search results? Like, these are all directories, right? Angie, this one is not a directory, but best pros in town, porch, BBB. I'm like, wow, where thumbtack. So I think it's interesting where this information is coming from, and I think citations. So I you know, and this was a big piece of conversation at SEO Rockstars about this, which is that search, and especially AI search, or AI, or AIO. What is going to be the term? Is it going to be AIO,
AEO, answer engine optimization?
Automated, yeah. But that the impact of the strength of your brand and brand mentions across multiple platforms is highly influential in the AI generated search. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? That was a prevalent thought concept at amongst SEOs at the SEO Rockstars.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously everyone will have their opinions and stuff, but I think it's still none of us truly know, and I think it's just a case of waiting to see how it all pans out. Everyone's always up to trying to come up with the right answer, but
yeah,
it's yeah, like it's weird because Kazi again says something. I just tried this and I'm not seeing Yelp. How is Yelp not trusted by AI? You know, Yelp is not shown. So again, everyone sees things slightly differently.
right.
And it's yeah, and I think you make a good point, Kazi. You know, why wouldn't Yelp be seen as trusted? Is it because everyone else is on there and it's been abused to death? I don't know. but
that's why I wonder if it, like ChatGPT, I wonder if it's automatically sifting or sorting out what those resources meaning, and then pushing down directories versus individual businesses. You know, and taking an approach like, we want to provide an answer more directly than an answer that is going to continue to force the user to like go look for more information, even on you know, if I get served Yelp and then I go to Yelp and then I still am looking for, you know, plumbers in Cleveland, versus, you know, here they're just like, hey, check out Wyatt Works, you know, that's a good plumber. I don't know.
It's but no, I think you've just got to play around and see where it goes. It's all very new, but what I'd also say,
yeah,
Randy, everyone in the SEO space is hung up on this and how SEO is going to die and all that stuff. What we have to remember is the average Joe internet searcher out there doesn't know what ChatGPT is, let alone how to use it as well. So is this likely to change things overnight? Is this likely to take away big chunks of our traffic? I think long term, absolutely. But I think everyone's jumping the gun, trying to figure out what's what, and as if this is all anyone's going to be looking at, by this time next week. And I don't think that's the case.
Now, you say you think that, I mean, right now, they're in ChatGPT gets about 600 million visits a month right now, about 200 million users. That's a lot of traffic, brother.
But, are people using it for search? Is this 200 million different things done on it? I know countless amounts of people, Randy. I would say
now it just came out, right? So like less than 2 weeks ago, it just came out. So
I would say 95% of my family and friends out with this particular space haven't a fucking clue what any of that is. Haven't a fucking clue. So how they can come up with those figures is obscene. In my opinion, if I was to go down to one of my general mates and said, let's talk about ChatGPT, he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But maybe that's only the
that could just be the blokes you're hanging out with at the pub in Glasgow.
That very well could be the case.
I do think it's interesting in the search in Google, they gave you no AI, right? Like obviously we're looking at the AI searches here, but in Google, if I go and I look at something completely different, and I'm like saying, what's the let's see, what's the audience size of ChatGPT, right? And then, so now I've got my AI generated search response and it gives the source. So this is a piece, right, as an SEO, and I don't believe SEO is dead by any means or is going to die by any means, because if people are searching, there's an opportunity for SEO, right? That's at the very basis, that's my premise. If people are going to use, whether it's Chat or Perplexity or Google or whatever, if they're searching, we've got the ability as an SEO to try to influence what those responses are.
Yeah.
Even here in Google's response to the question, to the inquiry, it is giving this backlinko as the source. Well, how the hell did that happen? This is what I'm like, how is backlink? So remember, there was a whole method about how to get on as a featured snippet. And there was a method of, and I can't remember, there was a gal, I can't remember her name. She was very smart. I think she was through Diggity group. But I remember she did, this is like 2 or 3 years ago, she did a great presentation and workshop on how to write and present content in order to get a featured snippet. And she went through a whole strategy looking at what the snippet was, who are the sites were that were on the featured snippet, blah, blah, blah. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, I wonder if, this AI source, like what we're seeing with Backlinko, if it's just essentially the same kind of a process, I wonder. I mean, have you ever played around yet and tried to I want to be that source on a particular inquiry, and so that my site or your piece of content is the quoted source? Have you
Yeah,
played around with anything like that yet?
yeah, yeah. We played around with it for months.
You've been successful? And
Yeah,
nice. All right.
absolutely. Yeah, like even if you Google something like best UK SEO speakers, do it just now.
Best UK what? SEO speakers?
Yeah,
All right, let's see. James Dooley and some of the top. Look at
uh,
Stuart Vickers. SEO
yeah.
Jesus got up here.
Click show more. Click show more as well. So keep going, keep going. My fucking
Dude,
keep scrolling.
dude, you didn't. Who's Simon Daly? I don't know him.
A UK guy. Keep scrolling down.
Yeah, well then here you've got this. But this is that a Medium article or what?
Yeah. So we've done it on Medium, LinkedIn, various other websites as well. So yeah, we fucked around with it for a lot of search terms, to see what we could do.
But
Top
this is
put in
interesting
top
though. So
put in
why
top
did they
SEO speakers.
why did it do so here's some of the top UK SEO speakers. Why
Right.
did
So
it
do the
pull
search term. Do the search
what's
term
that?
top SEO speaker, top UK SEO speakers.
Top UK SEO speakers.
Right. So you see that it changes again. It's not the Simon guy. That does not, that rotates all of the time. So you'll see there that Vickers is no longer there.
Yeah.
Simon has dropped to position 5. Abigail Cook and Sean Furrowford and Alexandra Takarova. Now refresh again,
Yeah.
and it'll pull in.
Oh, you think it's going to continually resort?
Absolutely.
Well, your Medium article is still there. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Medium is a great platform. If people aren't putting content and building out your brand on Medium, you are missing out, I think.
So yeah, we've been doing a lot of testing in the background, just fucking around to see what we could do with it, and you know, if stuff would pop, and stuff like that. Now on that Search Labs AI overview, I don't think I'm listed on there at all. You can see down there, yeah,
Yeah,
I am,
yeah.
but
That's from LinkedIn.
yeah.
Yeah. So this gets back to my point though, where I'm saying is that I think that, well, in the conversation that was at SEO Rockstars as well, is that providing or amplifying your brand voice across multiple platforms. So, or in other times I've expressed it by saying, you know, expanding your digital footprint across multiple platforms across the internet is, I think, is critical. And, you know, this in itself even kind of speaks to that. So we're pulling up sources from LinkedIn. Here's from Women in Tech SEO, which is, you know, that is a website, but not an individual's website, right? You know, search engine land, LinkedIn. So you're getting all of these different, and you guys have your article out there in Medium. Whose profile, whose account was this on? Was that on your account or somebody else? I'm gonna
Someone
let's go
else's.
click on it. Oh, Timbra. Yeah, Tim. Which is it? Who is Timbra?
Don't ask silly questions that I can't answer.
Wow, really? But You know, but here's your content on here. There's the two of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. So now this is where I'm getting back to about so, and I wish I could remember this gal's name. She is quite good. But she would say is like, all right, to answer and to get like the featured snippet, you know, if you were like, I want to be, who are the top SEO speakers in the UK? So like, you know, about stacking and answering that question, that inquiry right away in your article. So, you know, for her, it would be like, boom, you would want to have this thing hanging up right up in here to go hit that for that featured snippet. But this is nice. Did you create this? Was this a AI generated piece of content or?
No comment.
I know. I do. I like this though, because you've got everybody listed, right? So you've got a lot of people in here kind of giving it the authority. That's a good long article too, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. Got an FAQs. You've got video. We saw video pounded in there. That was a great podcast, by the way. I'll give you some props. That was that was very entertaining. That was good.
So
And you've got, that's the Medium article that is in LinkedIn. Oh, and this is that Medium link is from James Dooley's link. Okay. Nice.
So yeah, we like to play around and see what works, what doesn't, what pops, what doesn't pop. And again, just gives us a bit of knowledge as to how we then get ourselves in there. And I think that's what you have to be doing now. A lot of people are scared and all that stuff, but you've just got to embrace it and think, fuck, how do I manipulate this shit now?
Yeah. So tell me this, leading UK SEO speaker awards.
Yeah.
Do you have that award with you? Where's that?
No comment.
Do you feel like I'm just busting your balls here a little bit?
I've got lots of trophies. I just don't know where they all are.
There you go. That's the best response right there. I don't know where they are.
They're on my mum's fireside.
Yeah, the whole memory shelf of little Craigie.
Yeah.
Little Craigie. But I do like, I think this is a good piece of content here. And all about, back to my original question, which is, how do you influence the AI response around this stuff? What is the, I wonder what the link is that this is pulling. That's, so those are LinkedIn, but this is the LinkedIn article that I think you probably are LinkedIn linking to as well, right there.
So why it's pulled through that fucker and not me, I don't know.
I know, right?
But he put his name first because that particular one was organized by him. I'd done a bunch of other ones where my name's first. So yeah.
Well, and he does have the link from his Medium profile in this particular article as well, which is good. And as well, this is just a Pulse article out of LinkedIn. Interesting. I think this is a good template anyway for like, okay, how do you stack some of this stuff up and go and create, you know, a good search presence or ranking for something like this. So this thing here, this was kind of the basis of my presentation that I did at SEO Rockstars, which was essentially, I think that I titled my presentation, Go Create Your Own News, and which was essentially, you know, like, hey, do you have an opportunity you can kind of create your own award? And I was just showing all of these different, you probably get these things as well. Like as I was presenting or preparing my presentation, over the, few weeks, I got 3 different emails stating like, hey, you have been selected as top business in Cleveland. You've been selected to participate in Fast Company's upcoming business profile. Blah, blah. And I can't remember the other one. Something from a company called Locate, LOC8, number 8, saying that we were something. And all for like, I could apply with a application fee, or I could just say like, hey, if I want it, and we'll present, and it's going to cost you this. But it was all fake stuff, right? All fake awards, all fake vanity kind of listings, similar to what, right? So you get, not saying that this was fake, but it's, kind of nice that you've created this here. But anyway, I was going through on my presentation, like, go and create your own kind of vanity award, and then build it out on some site and put it. You could do it on Medium, something like this, or do it on some other site. I had a Google News site. We wrote a story, published it on there, then we did a press release about it, and then just kind of, and this was like out of a home services site, and then was able to demonstrate how that helped boost up the local ranking for that particular. That was pretty sweet. I like doing those. It was good. So I think for folks who are looking for like, how do I do and get into these things, I think you go look at the clues. Go look at this Medium article, and look at how it's stacked up, how it's put together. Good stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Julie Adams. Yes. Darren Muzzy. Exactly. Julie Adams. She's sharp. Do you know her, Craig?
Yeah, I know Julie. I've had her on my podcast, and she was in Chiang Mai last year. I've met her a few times. Smart girl.
Yeah, very smart. Good. All right. So I'm still intrigued by the difference here. Just listing these businesses and the citations.
Yeah. The citations is the key thing, I think.
So if I go and I redo this. Top or best? Your article is pulling it and says top SEO speakers, so not best SEO speakers. Do you think that this would have pulled up? Of course, you're still getting it pulled in the same spot, regardless whether it was best or top.
Yeah.
But you don't have best. Why are, like, if you would say like, why are they considered the best SEO speakers? Like on this right here, you think that would have influenced that as well?
Give it a bash.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
How come? I'm curious. I think that's interesting that you're not listed up here. Now, why do you think that is? Do you think that, and Vickers, he was at SEO Rockstar. It's kind of fun hanging out with him. Good guy, SEO Jesus. But is it because of the piece of content that he's throwing out here? UK finance, see? PR link from back in June, giving him the juice, baby.
Well, like I say, the citations or where that information is corroborated from.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
coming from Yahoo Finance, is that going to stick? Absolutely. It's just a monstrous fucking website. So it is going to pull him through. All of these people that are on here are not necessarily on our article. This is a collection of different sources. And obviously, James Dooley is pulling through from our article. If you click on the link, Julian Goldie's pulling through from his own fucking article. Simon,
but on
if you go,
different profiles, though, right? Not from their website, but from other,
trusted
branded
sources.
foundational sites, trusted
Yeah.
sources. So, like, LinkedIn, or Stuart was here on that Yahoo UK. Where's this guy coming from? Grow Traffic. What the hell is that?
That's his own website, I think. Now, have I ever put out that I've won an award for speaking, or I'm the best SEO speaker? I haven't actually done that in a Yahoo Finance type of way. I don't think I have anyway. I don't think I have. I've only done those Medium articles and stuff like that. So, and obviously, if you check the Abigail's or and Alex Moss's, that comes from his own
Those are
website.
pulling from their sites. And Women in Tech is, another one of those. Speaker Hub. Well, very nice.
So it would make sense if you want to do something is spread it around on third-party websites.
I was a sponsor on here. I'm no longer.
They binge you.
They did. I didn't pay any more money. That's always how it goes. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I really do.
So
what else? What else can we play with on here? Let's go look on Perplexity.
This is weird, right? Because, Randy, I am showing on my end, just not on your end. It's just not showing on your end. So for the search term Best SEO Speakers UK, I'm on that list up at the top.
So here's Perplexity. Look at Perplexity. I asked top UK SEO speakers. Boom. James Dooley. Well, look at you. Number 2.
Yeah, but if you do that in ChatGPT or anything, you'll see our names.
You'll see what?
You'll see that our names come up.
All right, let's go do a new search in chat. And then what? Oh, and then it's going directly out to your sites.
On websites, yeah.
With chat. Livery.
And if you do Claude's, the same thing happens. So it's fucking hell. Claude gives us something completely different, actually. None of us are mentioned.
Gotta go open Claude.
Do you know what it is? Claude's got a cut-off date of April 2024. And we done a lot of those articles after April. So, yeah. Claude's got a bit of catch up to do.
So what is a livery Tech Billion livery list? Is that's got to be some kind of a directory of some sort, huh? Is that coming from you guys?
Yeah.
Livery. Do you control this thing, livery list?
Not me personally, but someone on that list does. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I wonder if it would be, who would be your number one guess? He's a wily one, that guy. Yeah, it's all about influence, right? It's all about getting, and back to the point where I'm like screaming this, it's all about expanding and amplifying your brand voice across multiple platforms.
Yeah.
And beyond, obviously going and looking at all of the social platforms that Google now is putting in maps that you can link your maps to, so LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. There's 7 of them all together. I can't rattle them all up, but you got the idea. But beyond that, it's all of these other ones, especially like getting on some directories. This must be a nice directory if it's popping that as a list.
Yeah.
Where else is it giving you? Tech bullion, not billion. Tech bullion.
Yeah.
The godfather of SEO.
Is that what he's calling himself? The fucking Godfather?
Oh, that's what it quotes it in this.
He's a dirty dog, isn't he?
Yeah, right here. Here's James Dooley. Being recognized, often called the godfather of SEO marketing.
I can almost guarantee you that he threw that part in. He has written that part himself.
I love it. I love that. That's good. The godfather of SEO.
It's yeah, interesting.
So I think, I don't know, I always try to drive in. So some takeaways I think that would be beneficial for this is, again, get your brand out across multiple platforms, try to leverage those high authoritative platforms like a LinkedIn, a Medium, Reddit, of course, press release, news sites. The directories piece is kind of nice as well. That's a good stack.
Yeah.
Directory of everything. Huh. Have you set up directories? I've never set up a directory in anything and built them out. Have you done that?
Nah, I've never been a fan of setting up directories. It seems to me like a hell of a lot of hard work. Personally,
I think as well. My God, I'm too lazy for that. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've always kind of dodged it. Yeah, I mean, I've had people come to me saying, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to get involved?" It's just never appealed to me. But some people do it and do it well, so happy days.
So back to the takeaways: authority sites, get your brand, get your name out there, link appropriately.
Just test. Throw enough shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And that's all we've done there. And it's worked to a certain degree. So
yeah.
Now
it is nice. So the chat is pulling your website as a source for that.
Yeah, but we've got knowledge panels and we've got the trust, the authority, and everything else. For certain queries, I reckon it would pull other third-party websites before it would pull like a new roofing company, for example. So my website's been around for a long time, and
Right.
you know it's got the knowledge panel, and I'm sure you know everything that I need to have, so it can cite my website because it's you know it's hopefully past all of the it's not trustworthy. Whereas I think as a you know maybe a new plumber to the market, I think you would have to further emphasize leveraging the likes of Yahoo Finance or whatever it would be in the early stages until you'd built up that trust and everything else.
Now I'm just like going down a rabbit hole, right? I felt like, hey, I don't even know how I clicked over there. It was because it was one of these, it was one of the links that was showing as a search result. And then I'm like, oh, best SEO conferences. I don't see, we got to get Digital Unfiltered on here.
That's if we do it again.
Yeah. I'm prodding you, man. Let's go. Let's do it.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Now this is Jonesy's, right? State of Search. Is that Jones?
No.
Oh, World of Search. That's his. His is World of Search. That's right. I gotta look at
I've actually not heard of a lot of these. I've heard of SERPConf.
Yeah, SERPCon.
MozCon, Oktoberfest, Brighton, PubCon, AdWorld, Refs Evolve I've heard of, but there's some in there that I've not actually come across.
I think this is Women in Tech, isn't it? Is what WTS, I think. Engage Tech SEO. Hrefs Evolve. Nice. Or I like right here, include your own SEO conference. So we should just, you know, type in digital unfiltered. Boom. All right. Well, I don't know. That world of AI search is fascinating. And I think, you know, there are a few plays to do that you can influence as you have demonstrated your ability there. Are you a little tired, Craigie?
Yeah, I'm knackered, man.
Where are you? You look like you're in a hotel.
Nah, I'm in my bed. I'm getting ready to go to a hotel, though. I'm traveling later on. I'm going to Malta tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to Milan on Thursday. And then I'm home on Sunday, and that's me for the year. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
So 2 conferences this week.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's the last 2 of the year, though. So
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm done for the year. I'm not going to anything else the rest of this year. I was just looking at conferences for next year and where I'm going or what I'm doing. So it should be good. Well, good for you. All right.
There's always a lot on.
Yeah,
Busy times.
Well, now we're getting into holiday time, so it'll be good.
Yeah. As of Sunday, I'm coming back and I'm going to slow down and get Black Friday over with and then hibernate for the whole of December. Long lies, do a bit of work to keep ticking over, but take it a bit easier.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
I'm laughing at you. You're just so reclined. I'm just like, so casual.
Fuck it. Why not?
Right. Why not? Why not, indeed.
But, guys, we are at the end. Do check out Randy the News Guy. The link is below. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, press the notification button, and even leave a comment below if you're watching this later on. Let us know if you enjoyed it or if you've got any input or anything that we're missing out on. because we do tend to miss out on things. And if not, we will be back at the same time next week to discuss something else. Not sure what yet, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Cool. So
all right,
see you later, everyone.
Good travels. All right.